And we are live. What's up, guys? It's
And
Thursday night football. It's we talking about sports. It's become somewhat of a thing over these past couple of weeks, but we're back for week number 8, the kickoff of week number 8, Thursday night football. We got Packers and the Arizona Cardinals teeing off today. A lot of injuries out there. We'll get to that later, but we got Ron here, and we're joined by a special
what's
guest
up?
today, Robert. Robert, thanks for
Yeah.
hopping on with us. I see you're sporting that Cardinals gear already, so
Yeah, man, it's game day. You know it, dude. It's
you're having yourself quite a year. Are you enjoying the football season so far?
oh man, with the NFL is a week by week league, so every week you gotta parade those victories, man. So I'm giving my friends shit, talking as much crap as I can, because by week 17 it could be totally different, and the team could be totally different. So it's a lot of fun.
And before we get into the meats and potatoes of the game, I do want to ask you, as you're one of the only Cardinals fans that I've ever known in my life, and you're a pretty avid Cardinals fan. So
Oh
I
yeah.
just want to ask you, at what point in the season, or has it not occurred for you yet that you're just like, shit, we can really do this?
I think it finally hit me this week whenever all the hype started building around the Packers game.
Okay.
Really felt like, because this is our first nationally televised game of the season, so really now the steam's starting to pick up, and 7-0 is the real deal, and people are putting us number one in the power rankings and all that fun stuff. So now things are finally starting to pick up, and it's exciting, but also we've been down the Cardinals have been down this path before, and we've seen things like this down before.
The Kurt Warner
And
days.
the Kurt Warner days, the Carson Palmer days, you name it. I mean, we've been down this road before, and we've been heartbroken before. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but with the J.J. Watt injury just happening,
Oh yeah.
it's a huge setback, and it just reminds all of us Cardinals fans of 2015 when we were 10-1, and Tyrann Mathieu tore his knee. So scary stuff, and not exciting about that.
17-week season, like you said, it's a week by week league, so things can
Yep.
change in a heartbeat. How are you doing, Ron? Quiet over there.
No, good, man. I like that analysis a lot, actually, and it's good to know that both of us, this year the Cardinals and the Cowboys are having really good years.
Yeah.
Teams who have in the past kind of have been down, that same road. Several years ago, we had our highs and we went through our lows for a while, and we're top of the NFC. Also not that we're right there with the Cardinals, but we'll definitely both be contenders in that NFC division this year.
Yeah, and just
Finally.
Robert highlighted with J.J. Watt going down, Dak Prescott has picked up a little bit of an injury, and things aren't looking so good for Sunday, but we'll get into that right now. Up on the screen, we have our socials. We're just putting them out there up here up front. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. So be sure to hit us with a follow, like, and subscribe. We're going to start doing some giveaways here soon. Maybe start doing give away some shirts, maybe give away some MacBooks or computer stickers and stuff.
Oh
like
shit!
that
I was gonna say we're giving away MacBooks.
No, we're not there yet, but we're only going to be doing this for people who like and subscribe. So if you guys can like and subscribe, it would be much appreciated. So, all right, without further ado, we're going to do a little recap. So these are the games from last week. Was there anything, Ron, that stood out to you from last week?
Well, the Cowboys didn't play, so that automatically I really
That was
wasn't
a
too interested in
bipocalypse.
this week.
Yeah,
The bipocalypse. But I mean, I can't really say, man. There wasn't, really a game that jumped out to me. I mean, New England romped on the Jets, which was kind of wild to see, a 54-point game.
Shoot,
But other than that, I mean, there was a lot of chalk. A lot of teams that were supposed to win won. The teams that were supposed to, lose lost. So I mean, nothing too crazy that jumped out at me. Really good Sunday night game, though. I mean, that was fun to watch.
Sunday night games have been good. I was going to say the one game that stood out to me the most is probably the one right there in the middle. It's Cincinnati and Baltimore. The arrival of the Bengals and Joe Burrow, pretty much. Joe Burrow going for an all-time high, throwing for over 400 yards, and Jamar Chase solidifying himself as a top 10 receiver for years to come, probably, and probably going to find himself in that top 5 pretty soon. But yeah, Bengals, they look like they're for real. They're one of those teams that I'm just waiting week by week to see when they revert back to their old ways, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Joe Burrow seems to be the real deal, and they're proving everybody wrong. All the draft haters that were mad that they drafted Jamar Chase over Sewell. Looks like they're eating their crow right now. I was one of those guys. What about you, Robert? Is there anything?
No, man. Yeah, I mean, that was my game of the week for sure, was Baltimore and Cincinnati, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, they really tore away at the end there, so it was a lot of fun for about 3 quarters until Cincinnati started putting on them. So, yeah, I agree, man. Cincinnati is definitely the real deal, and I was hyped about them before the season started with that offense and everything else like that. I think people did get a little too excited about, Penei Sewell during the pre-draft process. So, yeah, that's a long discussion, but Jamar Chase is that boy for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my questions. If you were a believer in Jamar Chase.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. I think the problem was the recency bias of him not playing the season before, lost a lot of people's attention. But the dude was freaking dominant the year before that with Joe Burrow, and the fact that he was able to come back with Joe Burrow as his quarterback is just, I mean. Talk about the stars aligning, man. I wish the Cardinals would. Yeah, the Cardinals should have done that with CD Lamb a couple years ago, but it is what it is.
Yeah, ended up with the Cowboys though.
Yeah,
I'll take that. All right, so moving on. We do our little super contest each week. Just gonna do a little quick recap. There's not a lot of money bags on here. It's a rough week.
Oh man, rough fucking week for sure.
I went 1-2. The only game that I hit was that Bengals game that we just talked about. Justin went 1-2. Ben, he put on for the team. He went 2-1. He got back to his winning ways, hitting on the Patriots. This was probably the easiest bet of the day. And Ron, speak for yourself, man.
Man, I have no time. I have no words. The only thing I'm gonna say is next, bro. Because a lot of people were on the Eagles too, man. And they fuck.
Yeah, Eagles were the hot team of the week for sure. They still cashed some teasers depending what number you got them at and how you teased them.
Yeah, shit. They almost had a crazy backdoor, man. And then even with Washington there, I mean, Heineke's went down at the 1. They fumbled inside the red zone several times. So that game should have been a lot closer, man. They were moving the ball easy.
Are you off on Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I've been off of him. I knew he was a bust when he lost his starting job in college. As a senior.
That's fair enough. Yeah, he lost it to Tua. Robert, did you take any games last week, or did you parlay or do anything like that? Any props?
Nah, dude, I haven't done anything at all this year. I've been chilling, man, hanging out. I follow the lines and I follow that fun stuff, but I don't partake right now.
I got a question to ask you about the line for tonight's game. So.
Yeah, that we can talk about.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
We hit our teaser, 3-team 10-point teaser. Just copied our slide over from last week, so it has that record 4-2. We're 5-2 on these. We've done 1 each week, and we're doing pretty good on the teasers. Ben hit his teaser. I think he's 2-0 on his. Yeah. And we hit a parlay, which was exactly the same as a teaser, but it was pretty hard to pass that one up. Now we get on to why we're here and why Robert's here joining us. Robert is our NFC West and our Cardinals expert, and tonight it's the Cardinals versus the Green Bay Packers, both first place in their respective divisions. Definitely big playoff implications, big seeding implications now that there's only one home field spot. Cardinals are still undefeated, if I'm correct, 7-0. And the Packers are 6-1. So the line here opened at -3, and my question was to Robert: are you surprised at how much the line moved based off the Devontae Adams?
I mean, is a wide receiver that's catching passes from Aaron Rodgers really worth 3.5 points?
I mean, think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
It is what it is, and So here's the thing, right? I mean, no matter who's throwing the ball or who's catching the ball from Aaron Rodgers, he throws his receivers open anyway. So it doesn't matter who's he throwing to. He's going to throw them open. Well, Devontae Adams is one of the best wide receivers in the league. But if DeAndre Hopkins doesn't play today, does the line move the other way 3 points?
I think it would move maybe 1.5 points. I don't know if it's like 3 points.
Yeah, but not that much.
But not 3 points, right?
In my opinion, anytime that you absorb that much of the offense or that much of the offense is revolved around you, like I can't name off the usage rate for Devontae Adams right
it's
now.
Very high, very high. He has more receptions than the rest of his entire team combined.
It's reminiscent of DeAndre Hopkins when he was with the Texans. He took
for sure.
30% of all targets.
Yeah, I just think the line moved a lot for the fact that Aaron Rodgers is still there, and Aaron Jones is still back there. So people forget about that.
How big is this game for Cardinals fans? Is this?
Game? Like I said, this is the biggest game of the season for the Cardinals, and this is as big as it can be for the Cardinals this season because this is a statement game. Because there's so many doubters still, even though the Cardinals are 7-0, there are so many doubters out there saying there's just the Cardinals. It's just the Cardinals. Look at them last year; they were 6-2 and they faded off last year. So this is a huge statement game that has to be made if people want to take the Cardinals seriously. The Cardinals need to win this game, especially without Davante Adams playing. So there's no excuses. It has to be done. It especially has to be a close game. The worst case scenario would be the Cardinals coming out here tonight and getting blown out. My biggest concern about that is the Cardinals' defense on paper is like number one in the NFL, allowing just 16 points a game. But their run defense still allows 5 yards per carry, which is at the bottom 5 of the league, and Aaron Jones is a beast, an absolute monster. So it really comes down to stopping Aaron Jones, and then of course stopping Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Jones should be the primary focus for the Cardinals defense tonight. And if Aaron Jones just starts running rampant like we've seen him do before and he did on that Monday night game a few weeks ago where he ran for 200 something yards, 4 touchdowns, something crazy, that's a serious concern for me is Aaron Jones, and I'm going to be watching that like a hawk tonight. So I hope for the best, but I have a lot of scenarios in my head where it could go poorly for sure. But, at the same time, the Cardinals offense, man, is the real deal. So Kyler Murray's been balling. I love the addition of James Conner. I was a little hesitant about it when we first made that signing. I didn't think he was going to do much for the Cardinals this past year, just be a short down back. But he's been running like a man possessed these first 7 weeks of the season. So yeah, he's been really running well. So him and Chase Edmonds have been a great 1-2 duo. So hopefully they can run the ball well tonight. I know the Packers have a bad run defense as well. And close out drives for the Cardinals the past few weeks. They've ran 90 times and thrown 30. So they've really known how to balance that out towards the end of the games. It's just a matter of, is this going to be a shootout with Aaron Rodgers, or is this going to be more of a grind out normal Thursday night football game we've been seeing? So we'll see what happens. It's going to be super interesting, man. I'm pumped.
And like I said in the beginning, it's a big game for you guys. Huge game.
So for sure.
I'm sure your blood's pumping right now.
Yeah.
I think what it just comes down to, man, is that you trust the Arizona offense over the Packers defense, and you can trust a little, not as much, but vice versa on that too.
Yeah, for sure. DeAndre Hopkins is playing hurt tonight with a hamstring injury, so that does suck.
Gotta be careful.
But yeah, for sure. So I think he's going to be used as a decoy, kind of like he did a couple weeks ago in the Jacksonville Jaguars game, where he only got about 30 yards receiving, but he was out there, still pulling double coverage, pulling those number one cornerbacks, and then AJ Green is just playing so well this year. So AJ Green should have a really good game today, and I think if there's prop bets out there for him, I'd love taking those.
His prop bet is, we'll get into a little buy and sell. Maybe I'll add it, but his prop bet right now is under 3.5 catches.
Oh my God, take the over all day for that one.
Yeah,
I love that.
I like this game a lot. Last week when I saw that this was a Thursday night game, I was excited because when you look after this game, it's a kind of a bunch of trash. I don't want to be disrespectful to the teams, but it's 3 weeks of trash up until the Thanksgiving game after this. But then the injuries happen, and I'm gosh, dang it. But at the end of the day, it's still Aaron Rodgers versus Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, and it's going to be a good matchup. You got to think they're going to rely on the run game. The Packers are one of the slowest playing teams in the league. They average, I think they're 29th in pace of play out of 32 teams. So when you add the fact that they don't have their top 3 receiving weapons, they're really going to be relying on that run game, I think, slowing down the game. So I don't really like a side in this game. We'll get into that later, but I'd be looking at the total. But let's move on. I think next we have a little bit of injury news. We hit some of this. Davante Adams, I misspelled his name up there. I apologize if you're watching this, Davante. He is out with COVID. Adam Lazard out the same way with COVID. He's not vaxxed, so he had contact with Adams, so he wasn't able to make this game. Scantling was going to try and play today without registering a practice since he went onto the IR. But he didn't get cleared in time, so he's still out. Bakhtiari's still out, although he's on the way back. And J.J. Watt, brutal injury, dislocated his shoulder last week. and he's not going to be playing likely for the rest of the season. Do you have any more insight on that, Robert? I saw it might be likely.
Yeah,
that
dude.
he's out.
It's really bad. You know, the more and more news that came out, the more and more it looks worse. You know, it was reported yesterday as a general shoulder issue. That's all we heard about it. We didn't know anything else what it was. And then there's some news that came out today that he tore his whole damn arm. Apparently, he tore his bicep, he tore his labrum in his shoulder, and he dislocated his shoulder all on the same play. So it looks like it's completely shot. So I'm just hoping he can make a full recovery for next year at this point with all those injuries on one arm. So that's not great. It's not exciting at all. So we'll see how that goes.
He needs that deer antler spray. He needs to hit up Ray Lewis for that.
Yeah, and so that's a huge miss. And then also, you know, our second string center, Max Garcia, he's not playing tonight.
So he's out.
He's out.
That is a game time decision today.
Yep. So he's out. So that means that third string center, and that's a really, really bad look, especially with Rashawn Gary balling out the way he has been, and they move him inside and outside. So that's gonna be tough. We've seen a lot of issues with snaps with Max Garcia the past 2 weeks. You know, going over Kyler's head and bad snaps while he's not looking.
It's not that hard to go over Kyler's head.
All right. Yeah. I mean, all right. Well, sure.
I'm kidding.
We can go there, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter though. So that's going to be a huge issue with a third string center there. So that's definitely something to watch tonight, and hopefully Kyler's not running for his life, because even in the first quarter of the Texans game last week, we saw them bring a lot of pressure and it caused problems. We were down 5-0 after the first quarter. So, you know, it's just something to keep an eye on, and it's definitely going to be uneasy. It's going to be uneasy seeing a third string center out there for Kyler, and hopefully things stay clean. But it's a concern. Like I said, this could be a sloppy game. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I like that injury news, Robert. Thank you for breaking that on here, because we did have Max Garcia as a game time decision. So he is out, and what Robert just said, third string center in for the Cardinals. So be careful. You never, at least for myself personally, I don't like betting on a team that has offensive line injury issues going into a game. Definitely not a good mix on Thursday night. Just to wrap it up on the injuries, Kevin King, he's questionable cornerback for the Packers. And we all know the Packers are banged up on corner or in the secondary without Jair Alexander, who's still out. And then Darryl Daniels, I think the tight end for the Cardinals, was questionable, and DeAndre Hopkins is playing. So
Darryl Daniels isn't a huge issue. So we got Zach Ertz now, and he's balling. So
hell of a pickup there.
Yeah, so looking good. So we'll see what happens, man. I'm excited, but. Any more questions for me? I actually do have to dip out of here and eat my dinner and get ready for the game. So,
Go for it, Robert. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Always love your insight, especially on the
on that tweet on the screen, though. I do think Tanyan's the play, because I think Aaron Rodgers is going to find him.
But you guys are actually number one against tight ends in terms of fantasy points.
Thanks to Isaiah Simmons and how much of a freak athlete he is. Definitely. We'll see, man. I'm excited.
I'll let you bask in the glory.
Y'all tweet at me, Robert G63. I'll be tweeting like a maniac, hopefully positive, not negative, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, man. We'll take it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Enjoy your night, man.
For sure, man.
Thank y'all.
Later.
All right, well, that was Robert. We always like to have him on. There's Cardinal stuff going on, and they're 7-0 right now, so good time to bring it on for Thursday night. Ron, what do you think about this fantasy mailbag question from Diego? Higbee or Tanyan? He's messing with the tight ends. He's probably playing tight end roulette at this point. What do you think about this matchup here?
I like Tanyan. I would just go with Tanyan. No true reason why. Just I don't really fuck too much with tight ends, man. As far as trying to I don't have two tight ends on my roster. I only have one.
Yeah.
So
I feel you.
Unless Diego's talking about daily streaming, so I don't really.
I'd go Tanyan here just because there's nobody else to throw the ball to. Like, he's gonna have to catch the ball. All of his props right now that I've seen are juiced to the overs. So I would go with Tanyan here in this matchup. I like Higbee. I think they have a favorable matchup. The Rams do, but Tanyan, man, it's just, if you're gonna play him, this is a week to do it.
Yeah, well, he put up 16 last week.
There you go. There's nobody else to throw to, so you got to think that volume goes up.
Yeah,
so,
it does.
Tanyan, if you guys have any other starter sits, hit us up.
Higbee's playing Houston.
There we go. Favorable matchup for Higbee. All right, let's do a little buy or sell here.
Shit.
These guys both have similar projections for this week based on ESPN. If you're playing in full point PPRs, they're both around 15 points. So is Aaron Jones buy or sell over 15 points tonight?
Fantasy points.
Fantasy.
Shit, I'm buying all day, bro. They have nobody else tonight. Wally took a prop over 61 yards, and as your boy mentioned, Robert, that the Cardinals defense isn't great against the run. I mean, as a Cardinals fan, he was worried about what guy, Aaron Jones. He is that guy who can be in there on all 3 downs. They spread the ball with A.J. Dillon, but regardless of it, man, Aaron Rodgers is going to be looking for his tocayo Aaron Jones tonight, and I think he easily goes over the 15 points. He'll have at least like 3 receptions.
I got Aaron Jones over 15, especially in PPR. And just like what Ron said, he's going to have over 3 or 4 catches. He's going to rack up some yards on the ground. I think this is an easy over 15.
Yeah, they'll probably be behind during the game too, so they're going to be wanting chunk plays.
And especially in the beginning of the game, I think they're going to try and slow it down. So I think we're going to get a heavy dosage of Aaron Jones. Moving on to Chase Edmonds, over under 15 points. His projections on ESPN have him at about like 14.9 or something like that. Over under 15 fantasy points. He's been pretty consistent, hasn't hit the end zone yet. He just shared the backfield with James Conner. What are you thinking here, Ron? Actually, you're selling?
Yeah, I'm going to sell for that reason. I'm a James Conner owner, and he's done magic for me the last couple of weeks. So on top of that, I think that the Packers secondary isn't great, and I think that they're going to want to push the ball. The Cardinals are. They might want to slow it down to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field, but at the end of the day, to beat Aaron Rodgers, you have to put up a lot of points. So I think they're going to keep pushing the ball, even if they're up, 12 yards, 14 yards. I think you see a little bit more of an aerial attack with that Cliff Kingsbury style tonight. And even when they do run the ball, he's not going to get 100% or not even 80% of the looks there. So I think it's a little bit more of a passing game tonight, and I don't think Edmonds gets it done with over 15 fantasy points.
Shoot, well, I'm going to buy this one. I'm more on the positive end of Chase Edmonds. I think he's been getting it done without the touchdowns, and I think he's going to score a touchdown today. He does see work in the passing game. He's good for about 3 or 4 catches. His high on the year is 7 catches. Last week, he did have his highest outage, I guess, or his highest usage rate. He did have 15 carries. He racked up about 80-some yards, but he didn't find the end zone. It's been James Conner that's been finding the end zone. I'm betting that this is going to change. I think Edmonds is a more talented guy. So give me Chase Edmonds. I'm going to buy it here.
Buy it. All right. Plus, you're broke then because you just bought both these guys.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll get my money back. All right, let's get to why we're here. Let's prop it like it's hot. We're closing in on game time. I think it's about to kick off in about 15, 20 minutes. So Ben isn't here with us today. We'll get his play out of the way. The only play that he's on today is the Packers +7. Do you like that play?
No, hell no. Hold on. We got to get to Ray's question real quick because this is fucking funny.
All right.
He's like, homie's making a bet. If Jones goes over 27 today, I get Cheetah and Damian Harris for Aaron Jones.
Dang, I like that. I mean, I would take that all day if I could get that. I like Damian Harris. I'm big on Damian Harris the rest of the year as a fringe running back one performer on a weekly basis. He's bucking the trend for Patriot running backs. He looks like he's going to be their true workhorse. He's talented, all the talent in the world. So as long as he can keep from fumbling, because you know how Bill Belichick is about the fumblers, he'll throw them in the doghouse and he'll lock the door for the rest of the game. I think he'll be fine. So I like that. If Aaron Jones can get you your points, Ray, I'd go all day.
Yeah, and who's Cheetah? Why am I going blank on who Cheetah is?
Tyreek Hill.
Oh fuck, dude! I would get that. I would get that all fucking day, dog. I would give Jones away for that. So hopefully it does. It does happen
pays off for you. Hopefully it pays off. All right.
All right. So back to I don't, man. No, I don't. I just. Like I said, I think that the Cardinals are out to prove a statement. I think that they pass a lot. They're going to score a lot of points. I wanted to take their team total, but it went all the way up to 30. So, I mean, even Vegas knows that they're going to put up at least that number of points. And I don't think that the Packers will put up that number, that many, because look at how they played against Washington. Some people say they could have even lost that game. They were giving up a lot of yards. Their offense didn't really play well at all. So even with Devontae there. So I think that the Cardinals win this game and cover that spread.
Nice. Okay. So I'll take you through my plays real quick. As I just said, on the buy or sell, I'm riding or dying with Chase Edmonds tonight. I've been taking these anytime touchdown scores on Thursdays and Sunday nights, and I've been doing okay. So I'm taking Chase Edmonds, anytime touchdown score, plus 170. So I'm betting he's going to find the end zone. Guys, he hasn't scored a touchdown all year. He hasn't scored a receiving touchdown.
And they've been putting up like 28 points a game.
He hasn't scored a rushing touchdown. You know, if I go back on the screen over here, and again, I'm not trying to hate on him because I took him. If you can tell, he's wearing the number 29 and he's in the end zone. He wears the number 2 now. I had to go back to last year to find the picture of him in the end zone. But that's going to change this week. He's going to find the end zone, and I'm going to make some cash on this plus 170. So I'm on that. I'm on the under 24.5 first half. Thursday night football.
Risky.
I like the under. I think the Packers are going to try and slow the game down by running the ball. They already play slow to begin with. Yeah. And I'm betting that injury that we've just found out about with Max Garcia being out, bringing in that third string center, is going to play a big factor. And this isn't going to be the most offensive game, in my opinion. Although I am taking Chase Edmonds to score, I think it's going to be low scoring game or lower scoring than we're accustomed to for these two teams. So that's why I'm on the under first half and then the under full game. So, yep. And without further ado, we all win.
Yeah. Kirk, over 44.5 receiving yards. I was everything that your boy was saying, like, had exactly what to do with my fucking prop. So I was like, hell yeah. He said that that D-Hop might be a decoy tonight, but he was leaning more toward that the other receiver was going to get hot. Who was it? Green. He said that AJ Green. Yeah. I think that, yes, AJ Green does get more looks, but Kirk is the guy that's sneaky fast. He's sneaky good. And I think, with D-Hop not being 100%, and like I'm telling you guys, the running back duo is good, but I think Kyler Murray airs it out tonight at home against the Packers to show that he's the new kid in town and he's the better quarterback on the field. And then the guy who's not going to want to let up, Aaron Rodgers, over 260.5. Everybody's going crazy. Why would you take this? Because he has nobody to throw to tonight, but it's Aaron Rodgers. And your boy said a good point too. He throws his receivers open. I mean, he can hit, the water boy, tell him to go this route, and he'll hit the water boy, man. So I really think that
you don't like the +7, but you like Rodgers over 260.
Yeah, because 260 is necessary. I mean, it's not a huge number. It's not a huge number. He could have numbers like, he went for 262, a touchdown, and two touchdowns and a pick.
Good deal.
So which are Aaron Rodgers numbers, but 260 is easy, man. Well, should be for him in a game that I think they're going to be behind and going to have to throw the ball to keep up or catch up.
And where did you put these bets in at, man?
Bet King, that's the only place to go. On Twitter, Bet King Online, use the code WTBS. We actually had somebody sign up today, which was awesome to see. So that's where you need to go, man.
Nice.
Just go to Twitter, put that in at Bet King Online.
Good to hear. All right, man. Yep. Well, that just about does it for us today on Thursday night.
7:05.
7:05, just in time. Quick little show. We'll be back on Sunday morning, excuse me, for the Sunday nights, or I keep on saying Sunday night, the Sunday morning sit down. But we will be back on Sunday. So Thursdays we might change and start including some more NBA as the season goes on.
I'm down for that.
Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, guys, we'll be back on Sunday. Thanks for kicking it with us tonight, and you guys, good luck.
Let's go. Let's get this cash. Peace.